Hello, how are you?
I'm living the quarantine dream. How are you?
Good. Things are going well, I think.
Yeah, I think.
From day to day, you never know. And sometimes I'm like, is it part of the pandemic or just part of doing a startup?
Oh
Like
my
they're both,
gosh.
right? They're both like this. So you just never know which one it's contributing to it. But
Uh, it's so true. It's almost like every time I have any sort of symptom, like if my eyes itch or I have a little tickle in my throat or I'm tired, I'm like, is this a cold, like allergies, hormones, like
you're like, what
seasonal
is it,
depression, or is it
right?
COVID, And I think this is like similar. It's like, am I sad because I'm running a startup or because like the world's on fire right
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Like, which
yeah.
is
No,
it?
yeah, no, totally. Yeah, precisely.
Oh my
So,
god. Tell me a bit about what you're up to at your company.
so we help student loan borrowers reduce their student loan debt so that they can qualify for a mortgage or other loans and move from debt to wealth building sooner. So that's what we
Mm,
do.
amazing. And clearly there's like maybe a couple people that have student loans or like a couple million billion people. Like it's a
Yeah.
huge relatable problem. What inspired you to start this company?
So, what inspired me was I actually started the educational arm of an immigrant integration organization, right, where I helped a lot of students get into college. But what happened was when I was in business school, they started reaching out to me and they're like, well, I have all this debt, like, what do I do? What am I supposed to be doing with it? Like, do I just pay it? Am I supposed to be going on to a different plan? They send me information about all these plans I don't get. And then I was like, oh my gosh, so it's void of like resources, right? Once you graduate and you no longer have financial aid, who do you go to? And so I started researching the problem more and I just started counseling people with spreadsheets. I counseled about $25 million worth of student loans on spreadsheets and started just studying where the pain points in the borrowing process went. And then I recruited my co-founder to build our tech, and then we started thinking about how do we enter the market and where do we enter the market? Where does it matter most? And we've settled on it matters most when a student loan borrower is about to make a large purchase, get married, make big moves in their life, and not when they're just graduating, because most people aren't thinking about their student loan debt when they're trying to find a job, move, etc. Right? All the things that come with being a new grad. And so that's kind of like how we came to this space. And after I graduated from my MBA, I was like, I just got to do this. I just got to work on this. I'm not going to go take a corporate job or do anything else. I just need to do this. And so my co-founder left. He left a company called StockX in Detroit. And yeah, so we're going at it and we've expanded. We have a few other people on our team. And yeah, that's where we're at today. So
Amazing. And I mean, like it seems so obvious that people that have student loans should want to use this, right? I mean, and
right.
the challenge is real. You graduate from college and you're like going to get your job and find your apartment, get a car, and you're like, oh shoot, I have to pay like $700 a month in student loans.
Right.
And like half of that is interest. So
Right.
what like I mean, it seems like an easy sell. Like what do you find are like some of people's responses, and maybe share some of the success stories and things that people have garnered from being able to save so much money on their student loans.
So first of all, our application saves about $600 a month because we basically allow borrowers to understand the federal programs. If they get married, how does getting married affect your student loan payment? Things like that. There's not really open access tools to making those decisions. Some of the stories are like, because we not just understand student loans, but we also understand mortgage credit policy. We understand what program to tell someone to enroll in to reduce their debt, and that it's called a debt to income calculation.
Mhm.
They basically calculate, can you afford a mortgage based on what do you earn and what is your debt amount? That's credit card, car payments, all your debts, right?
Mhm.
So we help you get onto a plan that will reduce your debt and get your loans forgiven, hopefully. So 84,000 is the average amount of forgiveness we get people. So we're literally serving like the social worker, the teacher, the people that are required to get masters, but don't necessarily make the income. They may earn 50 to 70,000, right? The average user is a female, 30 years old, earns 50 to 70,000, but had 6 figures of student loan debt. And now they're like, what do? I can't qualify for a house, when in fact they can if they just get on the right plan. And we get them qualified for a specific type of mortgage loan that will acknowledge the reduced amount. So now we're kind of crossing this intersection. What we really believe in is, and where we plug in now, is with mortgage loan brokers directly. So we're not going direct to consumer. What we're doing is we are giving hope to this rising generation. By the way, millennials will be the largest purchaser of homes in 2021. And we want to give them hope, and we want to tell them, hey, if you want to buy a house, this motto of like, pay down your debt in order to afford a house can be eliminated, because we can just get you on a federal program that will subsidize your interest, and you can now qualify for a house. You don't want to wait until you're 50, right, to buy a house. So, or 45 when the average payoff is. Let's figure out how to help you today, so we can literally convert the monthly payment savings now to a mortgage payment instead, and you're building equity instead of just struggling to figure out, how am I going to afford this student loan?
That sounds like, I feel like we could quickly turn this into like an infomercial. Like, does this sound like you? Do you want these things too? Do you want to buy a house?
Yeah.
Sign up. Because those are like, the value proposition is so clear, right?